guys, hello and welcome to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. This episode we're going to get our last little bit of crew back. Again, this is the rescued team from our mishap on the first episode. And basically we would try to get them back to Kerbin. I'm going to be playing things a little bit more carefully this time. We're not going to be doing any aero braking. We're going to try to land these guys as close to KSC as possible, which will be tricky because this behemoth of a tank that we have only has a atomic motor. I'm going to go ahead and aim prograde here and hit this just to get out of the moon's orbit. It's probably not the most efficient way to be aiming towards it, but I'm going to go ahead and just try to get away from the moon. So once we get to a nice high orbit, and we don't have to worry at all about efficiency here, we have a rocket mech 64 with a nuclear motor. That combination is really incredibly fuel efficient, very hard to lose there. So if we're going way too fast, wasting a whole lot of fuel, it doesn't matter a whole lot, to be honest. So let's cut it though right here and see where we're going. We actually got our periapsis almost actually it is suborbital, so we're going to go ahead and get out here, and we're going to speed up just a little bit so that we don't crash right into the surface of Kerbin. Again, we want to make a nice careful orbit here, so I will just hit the prograde marker and do a little bit, and there you go. 100,000 is a good place to be aiming for. For some reason we're going for physical time acceleration again. So there we go. We are down to this busy orbit, and we can go ahead and, well, as soon as we get to the periapsis itself, right here, I always get afraid in this busy orbit I'm going to crash into something of mine, especially not my space station, but I think we're probably fine. So let's go ahead and aim retrograde and kill some of the speed. Again, we do not want to land yet, but we do want to get our Ep.5 down nice and low. The thought being that if we get a nice stable orbit, we can use that to our advantage. Use that in order to make a very tactical landing right over KSC, as opposed to, as you saw last episode, kind of a really confused, dangerous landing over KSC that didn't really even land there in the end. So let's just get this down though some. So unfortunately this is lowering our periapsis as well, sort of a trade-off there, but if we can get this down to a nice low level there, it should be fine. Fortunately this thing is again quite unwieldy, and we are going quite slow here. So at this point we're too far away to really be efficient. So let's go out to our Ep.5 and push that up just a little bit so that we don't crash back into the Kerbal yet. Again, we do want to land, but we don't want to land just anywhere. We want to get as close to KSC as possible so that actually picking up and recovering these Kerbals is as easy as possible. So go prograde just enough to get that up to 150,000. And then go back to regular time acceleration and get back down there. So, okay, there we go. Get a little bit closer to the periapsis. Again, it's more efficient to burn right here and slow down than it is if you're all the way out there. But I do have to use physical time acceleration to turn this behemoth of a, well, it's not really that big of a ship, it's just that it doesn't have RCS, because I was trying to make these as simple as possible, very not very complicated ships. So this should get us down to a more reasonable altitude from which we can kind of decide where we're going. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. So this is to bring us down to, let's go to like 500,000. And right about here should be good. Okay, now where is KSC? So I think KSC is in the dark right now. So we're going to go ahead and do regular time acceleration until it's daytime. Which should be soon, hopefully. And you can see the world is slowly turning around. We just want to wait till KSC comes out for the morning. And it looks like it's right about there. Okay. Now, it's also near our periapsis, which is nice. So where are we right now on our orbit? Okay, let's go back to here. We can see that we're coming in towards the horizon, and right near the horizon, where that sun just popped up, is where KSC is. We've also learned since last time that it's very risky to just land right on it. So you want to come in a little bit sharper of an angle, especially since once we get in atmosphere, our ability to maneuver is going to be very, very low. So we are going to, again, gently pull this periapsis down. We are right there, kind of coming in. So this should bring us down, and it's weird that the periapsis is, okay, it's pushing away because we've got quite a bit of ground to cover. But since we're right here, we're going to be coming in fairly sharp. That should allow us to get right on top of things with the KSC. We'll set that as our target too, just to get things going. And we don't want to have the target go directly beneath us, directly against our reticle though, because again, with that, you risk essentially miscalculating based on atmospheric interferences. So I will go ahead and use physical time acceleration here, being very careful to keep things in line. Okay, and we're going to want to have our, we're going to want to have our impact be right over here on this peninsula. That'll give us, I think, the most chance of, correctly calculating what we're doing. We're also going to want to head a bit more north. We're heading a little bit too far south there, a little bit south of KSC, and I don't think that's good. That'll have us not quite in the right place where we're going to want to go. So we're going to go ahead north here. We are coming in pretty quick, so let's see if we can't get that right over KSC. This is certainly nerve-wracking because we are coming in very quickly. So let's see how we're doing on altitude. Oh, we're not coming in quite as quickly as I thought we were. But we are, going pretty quick. I don't know if, what our altitude's going to be. We might be overshooting this. So I'm going to go ahead and try to kill some of our speed, both going north and then retrograde. Well, I mean, I guess if we, grossly overshoot that, that's fine. But I don't want to. So let's kill some speed here, particularly in this direction. We are going very fast. At this point in time, orbital view is almost useless because we are not even in the atmosphere now. I think I did the exact opposite thing from what I was trying to do last time. Last time I came in very low, kind of tangential to Kerbal, and this time I'm going very high, trying to do a very quick jump down. And as you can see, that's resulted in me essentially passing right over KSC, right over our target. So last time I undershot it quite a bit, and this time I overshot it quite a bit. But, trying to land on a pinpoint target like this is much easier said than done. We are going to try to push this up some, though, because maybe this way we can get a bit closer to it. Oh boy, that is not liking that, though. So we're going to be probably hitting a re-entry thing. We don't have any monopropellant to do fine maneuvers here. That's long since shot. So you can see we're, we're kind of flying here. Being able to kill all of the speed is not going to be, it's not going to happen, especially because as we get further into atmosphere, the efficiency and power of our little ship here is just not very good. And we don't actually have a decoupler here. We have a docking port, which is a little tricky, I know, but it should work. Now, actually picking these guys up in the sea is going to be much, much harder than picking up a Handan Kerbin, who at the very least has landed at a fairly reasonable location. But getting all the way out here to this island is not going to be easy, and we seem to be going far past that. And we haven't even gotten a re-entry effect, so I'd say definitely overshot it this time. You know, I thought that here would come back to here, and really it's kind of going to probably come back midway between there. We are hitting re-entry effects though, which means kind of at this point, you know, our use of fuel is almost useless. So I'm going to go ahead and decouple that, drop our fuel, and go ahead and hit our oh god. Okay, that could have been bad. That could have been very bad. Yes, so we're going to go ahead and try to land this thing. I'm going to turn the SAS off. And the speed at which these things are moving makes it look like there's physical time acceleration going on right now, but there is not. This is actually how it is. And I have someone is space station debris. Interesting. So I do have some debris hitting around there, but hey, we have our team. They are almost home. This is quite encouraging. Again, we still have to go rescue all of them, but they don't have to be rescued from another planet. They just have to be rescued from their home planet, which is nice because they can actually, you know, breathe the atmosphere here. Not that they ever take their costumes, their space suits off, even when they are on Kerbin, but nonetheless, I think let's get this down a little bit lower. I think this pops out at about 1,000. Maybe. Okay, I'm not going to time accelerate anymore past this because, again, the physical time acceleration does kind of trick things around, and the last thing I want is to have these guys who have gone on this incredibly long mission, you know, all this way back to Kerbin just to, you know, die because of a parachute malfunction. Just the same way I was worried about Handan. Again, but I have tested this capsule several times. You know, it is not the prettiest thing ever, but it is very effective as far as getting home. At least last time it worked without a hitch, and looks like this time it does as well. The nice thing about being above sea level, of course, is that we can, you know, time accelerate towards sea level, seeing our own shadow and knowing that when it says we're 350 meters above sea level, we are actually 350 meters away from our impact. Although we seem to have a line going across the universe right there. Don't know what is up with that. If anyone knows what causes that, let me know. Let's go ahead and get rid of that time warp though, because we don't want to die when we crash into the ground. So it looks like our shadow has moved again. Strange, but we are... Maybe that's not even our shadow. Probably not, because that's quite a ways down. So hey, we have all of these Kerbins. They are safe and sound in the ocean. I'm going to go ahead and get them all EVA. Unfortunately, he is under the water. Get him out of there. And then we're going to go ahead and rotate this so that they don't land under the water. I am terrified that them popping out in the water will cause some sort of glitch where they die. Do not want that. So let's go ahead and gently turn this around as much as we can and get Ferkin out. Okay. So we now have Ferkin and who's that? I'm not sure who that one is, but we have Siegfried in here. Well, that's weird. Have the two Ferkins joined, and because we did have them both in there separately. So we have Siegfried and interesting. Well, that is weird. We have both Ferkins did come out. Interesting. So we have two Ferkins, and yeah, we have. Let's see who this is. So for some reason I'm not able to look at them right now. Maybe I'm too close to them to target them. So Siegfried, Ferkin, and this should be Billy-Bobger. And no one is left in the hatch, so whatever kind of strange space and time paradoxes we have 4 Kerbins safe at home in the sea. So long as they don't get, destroyed by sharks, we should be fine. I don't know if Kerbins have sharks, but next episode we're going to try and pick up Handan as well as those 4 in the ocean. So that should be interesting. That won't be part of the Munar Rescue series, though. That'll just be part of the regular Let's Play series. So this is the last of the 4 installments. This is supposed to be 3 of the Munar Rescue series. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, have a good one. Later.